Now on CoastTV News.
My neighbors had break-ins and things like that, and that would be a great big concern.
Milford's next move. What's next for potential community transformations? Care crackdown. Legislation promises safer long-term care. The impact on families and facilities explained. Racket, ruckus, Ocean Pines shaking up sports memberships. What it means for your pocket. Pause and Play, Georgetown's dog park nearing completion. A sneak peek at what's coming.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
This is just one of the spots that could be home for the homeless as a new pallet village is considered in Milford. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Madeline Overturf. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a city trying to use the resources at hand to help those in need.
Tomorrow night in Milford, the city is hosting a workshop aimed at finding a location for a pallet village that would house the homeless. At the same time, the city council will also consider what to do with the old police station. As Coast TV's Tori Seagrave shows us, safety is a concern no matter where these tiny homes go.
Andrew Scott lives just across the street from the new Milford police station. One of the proposed locations for a new pallet village is just behind that station. Scott says while he feels for the homeless, he worries about everyone else that lives nearby.
My biggest concerns would be the safety for the older residents that lives here, and then for the younger residents that are moving in with their children and things like that.
But Martha Gary is trying to keep those in need from falling through the cracks.
We're really looking to help those kind of people that just lost their housing and need help. They go to work every single day. They have things that, taking care of their family. So they need to be close to those kinds of services.
Now that the city's police have moved into their new building, Gary has some thoughts on what to do with the old, now vacant one.
I would love to be able to have it considered for us to be a hub so that we could help people and work with people. We think it's a real benefit to the location.
Not everyone agrees. Andrew Scott feels like there are plenty of resources for the homeless, like Code Purple. He says the building should be used for educational purposes.
That would be a great thing for the child care centers to come walk through the Milford police station, like the fire station and stuff, just to get knowledge and understanding of how police work, how history is being made.
Suggestions, but no decisions, as Milford looks to find a purpose for their property. These community projects and more are set to be discussed at the City of Milford's workshop tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I'm Tori Seagraves in Milford, Coast TV News.
Now let's take a look at the more Tori was just talking about the topics at tomorrow's workshop. City officials will be giving an update about the Milford Corporate Center project. The project involves the development of a business park and employment center that would go on around 182 acres of land located at the northwest corner of Route 14 and 15. The city will also talk about the electric vehicle feasibility study. That study aims to help Milford transition to electric vehicles and equipment for municipal operations in order to reduce carbon footprint. And all of this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, where should Milford's pallet village go?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. So far, a majority are saying near the food bank. For people not familiar, that is a little bit out of town, sort of on the western end. The near police station option is what was just discussed, the new and old are right downtown. Near the hospital, that's south of town off of Route 1.
Now, these numbers change. They continue to do that all throughout the day. They will change if you're a part of the vote here. Go to coasttv.com or use our Coast TV mobile app.
District 36 Representative Brian Shoup is hosting a public hearing in Georgetown. The purpose is to discuss the rezoning of agricultural land for commercial development east of Route 1. That's between Cedar Neck Road and Cedar Beach Road. Milford City Council has previously denied the developer's rezoning requests twice. The upcoming hearing will address the developer's request to rezone the property for commercial purposes without presenting plans for utilities or road development. That hearing will take place on April 24th.
If you're in Rehoboth Beach tomorrow, keep an eye out for a large crane. It's expected to be brought into the Beach Patrol construction site. The city says parking restrictions, those are going to be in place from about 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. because of the size of the equipment. Restrictions will start at the corner of Rehoboth Avenue and extend to Baltimore Avenue. No parking signs were posted in advance.
The city of Lewis will meet on Monday for various topics that officials want people's input on. The city will have a public hearing on its consideration of changing its outdoor noise rules to allow restaurants to play background music, not necessarily live music. Then officials will talk about a new rule proposed. Those aim to update the city's zoning laws by clearly defining what materials allow and don't allow water to pass through them. Another thing officials are addressing is a new rule to protect trees during building construction.
New in Delaware, the Department of Justice plans to appeal a recent Superior Court ruling on early voting and the permanent absentee voter law. The court deemed that these voting laws were unconstitutional, arguing that the laws violated the state's constitution, which says elections must be on a specific day. This appeal from the department is part of an effort to address a judgment that could impact around 21,000 permanent absentee voters and 56,000 Delawareans who voted early in the 2022 general election. The department says the recent court decision does not affect the upcoming April 2nd presidential primary, but could influence elections in the future if upheld. We're taking a live look outside right now. This is Ocean City. This is a gorgeous looking evening. Let's check in with our meteorologist, Alex Seymour. Alex?
Yeah, we got some clouds out there. We've got some wet weather out there across the region this evening. We're going to continue to deal with some dreary conditions that are building into the area this evening, really for the next 36 hours. I mean, just take a look at this as I take a live look out on our Gateway Subaru camera at the Commander Hotel. We've got cloudy skies. Conditions on the water, still not too bad just yet, but they're going to be picking up over the next 24 hours. We've got gale warnings in effect on the Atlantic for tomorrow. It's going to get very windy out there. Lots of rain going to be moving through the area also. Temps sitting right at 47 degrees in Ocean City. That's one of the cooler spots on Delmarva at this hour. Live radar, there we go. We've got rain showers passing through the region, especially across Wycomico, Worcester County, into southeastern Sussex County, moving through Fenwick Island, the Selbyville area. These rain showers are going to continue off and on throughout the evening hours. That rain stretches all the way back into southwestern Virginia. So off and on rain throughout the overnight hours tonight. More rain, heavier rain on the way for tomorrow evening. I'll have more details on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you. DENREC is hosting a free webinar tomorrow. The agency is introducing a program that helps Delawareans install natural barriers called living shorelines. The program aims to protect property against erosion and flooding. It also offers financial support to property owners in certain areas to use materials like native plants and oyster shells to safeguard their shorelines.
Here's some news from across Delmarva. The Assateague Island National Seashore is battling invasive Japanese honeysuckle. Now, if you look at the plant on your screen, it kind of looks nice, but despite that appealing appearance, the plant grows really fast. It covers everything, which stops other plants from getting sunlight. In fact, this species is among the top 6 worst invasive plants in the United States.
The Frankfort Public Library has placed new solar panels on its building. The library's director says 105 solar panels were placed there, and the purpose is to reduce the library's electric bills by up to 85%, not accounting for other savings from LED lighting and digital thermostats. According to the library, they received a $171,000 grant from Energize Delaware for the project. Now the library is just waiting for Delmarva Power to finish setting up a new transformer so they can start using the solar power.
Happening now, we've got a road closure to tell you about in Fenwick Island. The closure is on Island Street between Delaware Avenue and Lighthouse Road. DelDOT says that the closure is expected to continue until Friday for drainage improvements.
Also now in Greenwood, its Planning Commission hosting a public hearing. The goal is to recommend a proposed marijuana ordinance, and after that it would go to council for first and second reading of a proposed ban. The town previously said it's leaning towards banning both marijuana businesses that sell and make marijuana within town limits. Town council says after they get recommendations from the planning commissions, people will have 3 more chances to provide public input on the proposal.
Delaware Governor John Carney will give his 2024 State of the State address on March 5th. That's going to happen at the House of Representatives chamber in Legislative Hall at 2 p.m. The event will be live streamed. The Delaware General Assembly will convene in a joint session beginning at 1:45 p.m. prior to the governor's State of the State address. And this will be Carney's final State of the State as he completes his last year as governor. A new governor will be elected in November and sworn in next year.
Newly proposed laws want to hold nursing homes in Delaware to the highest standards. In the newsroom is Coast TV News anchor Mallory Metzner. The bills outline requirements that supporters say would help families feel more confident about their loved ones' care.
Maddie, 4 bills were introduced on Monday. They all have bipartisan support and positive feedback from advocates of senior care. House Bill 300 mandates accreditation, including certification for dementia care centers. Senate Bill 215 requires annual inspections. Right now, the law calls for regular inspections, but there's no date or timetable attached to that. Senate Bill 216 doubles the fines for all penalties, bumping up the minimum fine to $2,000 and the maximum fine up to $20,000. And Senate Bill 217 would incentivize students to take up careers in long-term care facilities through a scholarship program. The Delaware Elder Care Advocacy Coalition says these bills will make a difference. In a statement, the group's founder says in part, quote, "Transparency and accountability to follow current regulations is critical to resident safety, identifying systemic issues and empowering families in decision-making for choice of facilities," end quote. So what's next? Well, these bills still need to be considered by lawmakers on various committees. After that, they could be brought up to the legislature. Maddie, Charlie.
The representatives proposed the bills to improve senior long-term care facilities. They also created a caucus on aging. The caucus addresses the needs of Delaware's growing senior population, since 20% of Delawareans are now over 65. The group aims to discuss and find ways to make life better for seniors and their caregivers.
The Ocean Pines Association board just made a change that has some members calling it out of bounds. The Racket Center has 3 sports: pickleball, tennis, platform tennis. Under the old rules, you could get a membership for all 3, or you could get a single sport membership. But when the board passed their new budget for next year, they got rid of that single sport option. David Tanner, who plays platform tennis at the center, says this change was unexpected.
We had no understanding that this was even a proposal, let alone something that would be stuck in the budget at the very last minute without any further discussion at all.
With all the fervor, Ocean Pines, the board is going to have a meeting Thursday at 7 p.m. regarding the Racket Center rates, and people are hopeful that they might bring back that single sports membership option.
Sussex Academy is looking for a new leader. The person will be the head of school. The charter school is located in Georgetown. The school says applications can be accessed through Sussex Academy's Join Delaware portal. All applications should be submitted to Sussex Academy by email.
If you want to become a surf rescue technician this season, the Ocean City Beach Patrol has released its testing dates. The Beach Patrol says no prior certifications or lifeguard experience are needed. They say candidates will undergo pre-employment physical skills evaluation. If you pass that, then they're going to choose to attend one of 2 surf rescue training academies in Ocean City. Testing dates are scheduled from March to June 2024 at various locations.
We have a lot more news to get to this evening.
The Oceans Calling Festival returns. Get the scoop on the artists and the bands headlining this year.
A first look weather day on the way to the coast. I'll let you know how much rain and wind to expect coming up in just a few minutes.
Who let the dogs out in Georgetown? We're back in just 60 seconds.
I was feeling for lumps. I didn't feel the lump, but when it got checked, and that's when I realized the situation I was in. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. BB was there for me, and their staff was brilliant. They was understanding. For somehow, something that I didn't even understand, they understood me. Now that I look back, I could say they were there. Sometimes more understanding than my family, because they knew the answers. They really went beyond.
Get your camera ready to snap QR codes that reveal big savings during Toyota's President's Event, where special low APR financing can mean thousands in savings on a growing number of in-stock SUVs. Right now, get a RAV4 or Highlander with low 3.99% APR, plus special President's Event savings of 500 Toyota Finance Cash. Visit buyatoyota.com to find President's Event deals on your favorite vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
People love dogs here along the coast, but they need room to roam, and that's where dog parks play a role. Millsboro and Lewis have them. Now Georgetown is looking to add one.
Coast TV News' Charles Reiner showing us where that park could go and why people are hoping that this idea won't be so far-fetched for much longer.
The proposed dog park here in Georgetown is starting to take shape. Per the Dog Park Committee's agenda for Tuesday night, they will be discussing a final concept report. The committee was formed to work out all of the details of having a dog park, like where it would go and the insurance, just to name a few. Now, according to committee member and Georgetown Town Councilwoman Angela Townsend, the plan is to put the dog park here at Sandhill Fields. And people I spoke with today are wagging their tails over the idea.
Well, more people are moving into the area and getting dogs, and we are about to get a dog in the next few months. So, just to have an additional place to take the dog, meet people, I think it's a good idea.
Now, this idea would still have to go through Georgetown Town Council before it can get the go-ahead. But if there is one thing for certain, all the people I spoke with today were howling with excitement and anticipation for this project. I'm Charles Ryder in Georgetown, Coast TV News.
Well, wet weather will soak Delmarva over the next 36 hours. I'll time out when the worst of the wet weather will be. Coming up just after the break.
I'm Nathan Hudson from Laurel, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve water quality and wildlife habitat on my farm. Wetlands improve water quality by filtering sediments and chemicals while providing food and shelter for wildlife. If you have at least 10 acres, you may be eligible for 75% or more of the fair market value and restoration costs for placing an easement on your wooded or ag lands. To learn more about this program, stop by your local USDA service center.
Do you suffer from back pain, have trouble sleeping, or feel like you're slowing down? Hydrotherapy is clinically proven to reduce stress levels by 22%, lessening pain and improving sleep. At Delaware Hot Tub Company, we have saltwater hot tubs to give you these relaxing health benefits. Our saltwater hot tubs are a simpler, cleaner way to relax, using fewer chemicals and are easier to maintain. Why stress when you can relax? Hot tubs, hotter prices. Visit Delaware Hot Tub Company in Millsboro today and ask about our 0% financing options.
Hey Delmarva, this is MJ Laughlin with IG Burton Chevrolet in Melford, Seaford, Lewis, and Berlin. Discover savings on 2024 Silverado trucks with discounts over $9,000 or get low APR financing at 2.9% for 72 months. Check out these savings on SUVs, 1.9% APR and no payment for 90 days. Details online at igburton.com or any IG Burton Chevrolet location in Melford, Seaford, Lewis, or Berlin. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
It's time to experience an extraordinary lineup of entertainment at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center. Enjoy performances by the Four Phantoms in concert on February 4th, Wheel of Fortune Live on February 29th, The Simon and Garfunkel Story March 18th, and The Price is Right Live on April 1st. The excitement is building, and now it's your turn to be a part of it. Secure your seats at ococean.com/pack and join us for the most amazing season yet. Don't miss out. Come experience the magic of live performances all in one place at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center. See you there.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
It's a dreary evening here along the coast. We've been dealing with some rain showers passing through the area over the last couple of hours, and we're going to continue with that off and on rain throughout the overnight hours, but a bigger, heavier batch of rain that's going to arrive as we head towards tomorrow evening. Right now, though, as I take a live look out on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera, this is at the Ocean City Art League. right along the Assateague Bay Canal, looking down towards the Assateague Bay. We've got gray skies out there. We've been dealing with that wet weather, just kind of nasty out there right now. Temp sitting right around 47 degrees right now in Ocean City. We can see on our live radar, a lot of the rain, that first batch of rain has moved off the coastline with the exception of southeastern portions of Sussex County down into Worcester County. So from really Bethany Beach south along that main corridor there at the beaches into Ocean City, we are dealing with that one shower, another area of shower activity passing through Willard, Selbyville area. That's going to be moving through southeastern portions of Sussex County. So off and on rain showers going to continue as we take a wider view across the region. That rain, it really stretches all the way back into West Virginia. Really, it's Western Virginia and West Virginia. All these rain showers going to be passing through the area throughout the overnight hours. And then what we're waiting for tomorrow, well, is this area of low pressure and this cold front associated with it. That's going to be working its way towards our area, bringing us heavy rain and then a big time cool down as we head towards the daytime hours on Thursday. Until then, until that cold front arrives, it's going to be quite warm. Take a look at these temps right now this evening. 51 degrees in Bethany Beach. It's 55 in Rehoboth Beach, 57 in Milton, 56 in Georgetown. These temps really not going to fall much throughout the overnight hours, staying in the 50s all night long as we see these stronger southerly winds gusting as high as 19 miles per hour in Lewis, 24 miles per hour in Indian River Inlet. Those southerly winds really pushing in and kind of just holding put all this warm air across the area. So a warm night on the way, warm day on the way for tomorrow until that cold front arrives. Take a look at this, 8:30 in the morning. We're already going to be in the 60s Wednesday morning, but still dealing with some of that wet weather. So you will want that umbrella as you're heading out the door Wednesday morning for that Wednesday morning commute. As you're heading to work, kids are heading to school. We may see a brief break in that rain as those temps climb up into the mid to upper 60s. But it's still going to be gray. It's still going to be very windy. Winds gusting over 40 miles per hour, 35 to 40 miles per hour as we head towards Wednesday afternoon. Then there we go. There's that next batch. This is the worst of the wet weather, the worst of the weather conditions we're going to be dealing with. This is Wednesday at 7 p.m. This is as the cold front moves through. Yellow, orange, and red banding just indicating that heavy rain and also maybe even a few rumbles of thunder. Then it gets cold, down into the low 30s by Thursday morning. Rainfall totals about a half an inch to an inch across the region is expected, along with that winds. They're going to be gusting over 40 miles per hour, so be prepared for that. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast. First short weather day for that rain and wind on Wednesday. Then it gets really cool as we head towards Thursday. 44 degrees for that high, but we're back in the 60s for the weekend with more rain by Saturday.
Alex, hopefully the weather's good for this. The Oceans Calling Festival. It's coming back to Ocean City, featuring big names like Blink-182, The Killers, the Dave Matthews Band. The festival also includes over 40 other acts. There are going to be cooking shows by famous chefs and access to local food vendors. I'm suddenly hungry now. Organizers say tickets go on sale this Thursday at 10 a.m. and people still will have access to the Ocean City Boardwalk. The festival taking place from September 27th to the 29th.
A free recycling and paper shredding event will happen March 23rd. The Delaware Solid Waste Authority says it's happening at Fenwick Island State Park. Delawareans are invited to drop off their household hazardous waste and old electronic goods. They can also have up to 2 boxes of paper shredded for free at the event.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
It's elimination time in high school basketball as the first round of the DIAA state tournament begins tonight. In boys hoops, a henlopen battle between 13-7 Sussex Central and 10-10 Cape. The 21st seed Vikings are hoping to defeat the Golden Knights for the second time this season. Cape ended the season on a roll, winning 4 of their last final 5 games to clinch their spot. Freshman guard Jamison Tingle led the team in scoring despite missing 4 games this season due to injury. Down low, senior Jack Shell is second in scoring and leads the team in rebounding as well. Sussex Central hit their stride in the middle of the season when they collected 7 straight wins. 2 members of the all-conference second team led Sussex Central, junior David Maker and senior Clarence McBride Allen. They'll have to overcome some recent history despite being the home team, with the Vikings winning each regular season matchup. The winner of Cape Sussex Central will play Stanford in the second round Thursday. We'll have highlights from tonight's matchup, plus we'll break down the rest of the tournament on the final score at 10:30 p.m. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
There is pain when I play. There's pain, just pain deep-seated in the base of my thumb. It would actually stiffen up while I would try to play. So I knew I needed to do something. Went to see Dr. Singh. He's wonderful. the way he deals with you. He gets to know you on a personal basis, and his whole staff is like that. I'm back to doing everything I was doing. I choose to use Bay Health for everything.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. Late nights on Coast TV.
Burton at the beach. Get $87.50 off new GMC Sierra 1500s, or up to $62.50 off GMC SUVs, or get low 0.9% APR financing and no payments for 90 days. Nobody beats a Burton deal on GMC SUVs. Nobody.
I'll take a grande, no foam, triple cap, double pump vanilla latte with 3.5 ice cubes, slightly shaken, extra whip.
Yeah, that's going to be an upcharge.
Great! This one is on my Kasasa cashback checking account. Kasasa pays me cash back on everyday debit card purchases, plus refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. Go on, take back banking and treat yourself to monthly cash rewards.
Kasasa checking is proudly offered at County Bank.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
1039 and 1063. We're local, we're coast country, and we're Delmarva proud.
Burton at the beach. We're discounting Buick SUVs all month long, like $67.50 off new Buick Enclave and Buick Envision, or get finance rates as low as 0.9% and no payments for 90 days. Nobody beats a Burton deal on Buick SUVs. Nobody.
Are you looking for a builder that truly cares? It's time. Personal service and attention to detail? It's time. An energy-efficient home with an array of customizable options? It's time. For over 32 years, Time Builders' dedicated team of experts have built beautiful homes across Delmarva with quality craftsmanship and integrity. For a different kind of builder, it's Time Builder.
Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app today.
A dreary evening as we take a live look out on our Bay Health Sussex campus camera in Milford. We've got those cloudy skies. Rain showers have already moved through Milford, but we'll see more often on rain showers throughout the overnight hours. You can get our forecast by calling that Coast TV First Alert weather line 443-880-9100. Tomorrow, First Alert weather day, rain, wind, just nasty conditions, half an inch to an inch of rain, wind gusts over 40 miles per hour, so be prepared for that. Cooler on Thursday, and then we start to warm up. But take a look at that this weekend, heading into next week, highs in the 60s, and some days closing in on 70 degrees.
Alex, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
We're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.